The removal fee is $42,000. Non-compliance triggers an immediate lien and foreclosure review. That's what Linda Hargrove said while standing in my driveway, smiling like she'd just won the lottery. Behind her, 2 landscaping trucks idled. Loudly, a third vehicle had a magnetic sign slapped on the door that read, HOA Architectural Enforcement. It looked official. It wasn't. She pointed at my roof with manicured fingernails painted blood red. Those things, she said, they are an eyesore. They lower property values. And under Section 9.3 of the Community Covenant, I have authority to remove unauthorized exterior modifications. Unauthorized. I stared up at the solar panels I installed last year, 12. Matte black panels mounted flush to the roofline, clean, symmetrical, legal. My daughter. Ava stepped onto the porch behind me. She was 16, old enough to understand when an adult was lying. You can't just take our roof apart, she whispered. Linda tilted her head. Feigning sympathy, I can, she said sweetly, and I will. The landscaper started unloading. Ladders. $40,000? That wasn't just a fine. That was our house. I'm a former Army electrician. After 2 deployments and a back injury that ended my military career, I started my own electrical contracting business. Installing those panels wasn't about vanity. It was about lowering our bills. It was about long-term stability. It was about making sure Ava had something steady after her mom passed away. 3 years ago, this house is the only stable thing she's had, and Linda was threatening to dismantle it, piece by piece. But what she didn't know, what none of them knew, was that those ugly solar panels weren't just producing power. They were recording everything, and they had been for months before. I tell you what those panels captured. Tell me something. Have you ever had someone weaponize fake authority against your home? Drop your state below, because what happened next nearly destroyed an entire HOA. Linda didn't start with destruction. She started with paperwork. The first letter arrived. 2 weeks after installation. Violation notice. Unauthorized structural alteration. $1,500. I responded with permits. County approval. Engineering compliance. Signed. Inspection report. The second letter arrived 3 days later. Violation notice. Aesthetic incompatibility. $2,000. Then, reflective glare hazard, commercial energy installation, unapproved technology. She escalated to daily fines, $250 per day. Then, $500 per day. She posted photos of my roof on the neighborhood Facebook page. It's protecting our property values from reckless installations. She captioned it, Neighbors. Started whispering. Then came the municipal complaints. Code enforcement knocked on my door twice in 1 week. Both times. They apologized. Everything's permitted, the inspector said. But someone keeps filing. Everyone knew who someone was. Then Linda held a special HOA meeting I attended. She projected my house on a screen, like it was a criminal lineup. These panels violate the character of Willow Creek Estates. She didn't just want them gone. She wanted me gone, because she said it next. If Mr. Carter refuses removal, we will file a lien. A lien means you can't refinance, you can't sell, you can't breathe. She leaned closer as the meeting ended. People who don't fit in here, she whispered, eventually relocate. I drove home shaking, not from fear, from calculation. Because I knew something she didn't. The panels weren't just solar. They were integrated security units, part of a smart grid pilot program I invested in. They included microcameras, angled outward for thermal diagnostics, which meant for 4 months, he'd been recording the sky, the yard, the driveway, and the street. And guess who spent a lot of time in front of my house? The turning point came at 2:13 a.m. on a Tuesday. My security system pinged. Motion detected. I checked the live feed. Linda was in my yard, not on the sidewalk. In my yard, flashlight in hand, examining the wiring conduit running from the roof to the inverter box. She took photos, measured something. Then she did something. Catastrophic, she tugged on the conduit like she was testing it. The next morning, I checked the recorded footage, clear as daylight, time-stamped, face visible, trespassing, that's when. I pulled every document from my safe warranty deed, subdivision plat, covenant amendments, energy compliance filings, and I found something interesting. The HOA covenant included a clause aligned with state law. Solar energy installations compliant with municipal codes cannot be prohibited or unreasonably restricted. She didn't just lack authority, she was violating state energy protections. I consulted a property attorney named Marcus Delgado. He leaned back in his chair after reviewing everything. Not only are your panels legal, said, but her interference could be actionable. Then he found something worse, the HOA's enforcement clause. It only applied to homes built after 2008. My home was built in 2006 phase 1. Exempt from architectural committee review for energy modifications. Linda either didn't know or didn't care. Then we dug deeper. 3 other homes in phase 1 had solar arrays. All had received violation notices. All had paid fines because they didn't know they were exempt. That's when this stopped being harassment and became fraud. So we prepared. We compiled footage, documented fines, subpoena-ready packets. And we waited. Because people like Linda don't stop quietly. They escalate. Saturday morning, 9:47 a.m., the same landscapers returned. This time with scaffolding. Linda marched behind them like a general. "We are executing emergency compliance removal," she announced loudly. "We have board approval." "Show me the court order," I said calmly. She held up a document. It looked official. Stamped. Signed. But something was off. No case number. No judge's seal. Just a printed signature. The panels were recording everything. I stepped aside. "Go ahead," I said. Workers hesitated. Linda waved them forward. "Remove them." The first panel cracked under prying force. That's when police lights flashed at the end of the street. Marcus had filed an emergency injunction the night before, after we predicted she might attempt physical removal. The officer stepped out. "Ma'am," he said, examining the so-called order, "this is not issued by our county court." Linda's face went pale. "But we have authority. Authority doesn't include vandalism," he replied. The workers dropped their tools. Neighbors gathered, phones recording. I connected my phone to a portable monitor on my porch and played. The 2:13 a.m. footage, Linda on my lawn, tampering with equipment, gasps rippled through the crowd. She wasn't enforcing, she was sabotaging. And it was all captured by the ugly panels she hated so much. Monday's emergency HOA meeting was packed, standing room only. Marcus projected the footage onto the clubhouse wall. Then he displayed the state statute protecting solar installations. Then the Phase 1 exemption clause. Then a breakdown of fines illegally collected from exempt homeowners. Total amount, $87,300. Silence, then chaos. Board members distanced themselves immediately. I was told these were non-complaint. She handled enforcement. Linda tried to speak. No one listened. Within 30 days, the HOA president resigned. An internal audit revealed missing enforcement funds. A criminal investigation opened regarding fraudulent fines. 3 homeowners filed civil suits. The HOA's insurance carrier withdrew coverage, pending review. A cracked panel was replaced at the HOA's expense. My legal fees were reimbursed. And the other homeowners got refunds. The solar panels stayed, generating power and quietly watching. Ava planted flowers along the driveway last spring. She told me something while we worked. "Dad, I'm glad you don't get loud when people try to bully you." I smiled. "You don't fight loud power with louder power," I said. "You fight it with proof." Here's what I learned. Most fake authority collapses the moment you ask for documentation. Read your deed. Know your exemptions. Install cameras. And never assume the person yelling the loudest actually has the law behind them. If you've ever dealt with HOA overreach, tell me your story below. 'Cause sometimes the ugliest thing in a neighborhood isn't solar panels, it's unchecked power.